Hi everyone, Alejandro with Autel Robotics here. In this video, we will cover the basics of the Autel Explorer app. Welcome to the flight deck. Welcome to the all-new Autel Explorer app, packed with new features and a new look. I would recommend becoming familiar with the Autel Explorer app before your first flight. If you haven't already, head to the iOS Apple Store or Google Play Store to download the free Autel Explorer app. This app is optimized for devices running iOS 11.3 or Android Oreo 8.0 and newer. From the main screen, at the bottom left, we have a weather report. You should always be familiar with weather conditions before flight. The Autel Explorer app makes it easy to keep track of the temperature, visibility, and wind speed. This information is pulled from your mobile device's location. If you are using a device without cellular data, this information will not be available. In the top right is our user profile. Here, you can access flight logs and the digital user manual. We will cover this area of the app in another video. And right in the center, we have the Go Fly button. Once connected to your remote controller, this button will illuminate blue. Tap on Go Fly. Let's start in the top left. The Autel A logo will take you out to the main screen. Next to this logo is the mode we are currently in. This will vary based on the mode you choose. Tap on this to open the Intelligent Flight Mode screen again. There's a lot of options here. We will cover each one of these modes in detail in other videos. To the right, we have basic flight telemetry information, battery life, altitude, distance from the home point, and speed. If you tap once on the telemetry information, a second bar will open providing even more details, like if the vision system is enabled, satellite connectivity, remote controller, and the video signal strength, the remote controller battery life, and the aircraft's battery voltage. Tap on the telemetry information again to hide this additional information. Next, the gear icon. This will open the settings menu. The first menu is the aircraft status. Here, we can see information regarding the compass, flight mode, and IMU. There will also be detailed information about the battery, transmission signal, gimbal status, and SD card. The next menu will offer options for flight control, like turning on or off, novice mode, change the go-home altitude, speed limits, altitude limit, distance limit. This will limit your distance to a specified distance, as well as some advanced settings where we can turn on or off the front red LED indicators and the exponential curve for the yaw rotation. Next, the visual navigation menu. Here we can turn on or off the visual obstacle avoidance, toggle the radar map, and we can access some advanced settings where we can turn on even more options for the visual navigation. We will cover these options in another video. Let's head to the remote control settings. In this setting, we can calibrate the remote controller. This may be needed if you are experiencing incorrect flight characteristics. We can also change the command stick mode here too. Next, the image transmission menu. Right away, we see a graph giving us a visual of the signal's stability. Here, we can also adjust the broadband settings. This will adjust the video quality coming into the device. A higher megabit per second will increase the quality, but may affect your range, whereas a lower megabit per second will decrease the video quality. The image transmission mode will adjust the resolution of the video coming into your device. Normal will set the video resolution to 720p, and high definition will set the video resolution to 1080p. And Smooth will automatically choose the best settings. Keep in mind that this does not affect the resolution recording to the micro SD card. The aircraft battery menu will show all the details of your battery and settings. Here, we will see the total voltage, the balanced cells, current temperature of the battery, remaining capacity, and how many times the battery has been discharged. We can adjust our low battery warning and how many days until discharge. We will cover battery maintenance in another video. There is also a battery details menu that provides the battery serial number and other additional information. This may be needed for support. Now onto the gimbal menu. Here we can change the gimbal mode. Stabilized is the standard mode, or you can choose FPV mode. This will change the gimbal parameters to react differently, tilting the camera when the aircraft is moving left or right to give more of a sensation of flying. Then we have the gimbal roll axis adjustment. Finally, we have the general menu. Here we can adjust the home point, switch from imperial to metric, show live coordinates like GPS, UTM or DMS, check firmware versions, and reset the Do Not Show Again message. The About section will let you know what version of the Autel Explorer app you are running. Now we can tap on the X to close out the settings menu. Back in camera view, on the right side we have album playback. Here we can review video and download low-resolution photos and video directly to our mobile device. We will cover this area of the app in another video. Then we have a shutter button to take a still image. Below that, we can switch in between photo and video mode. When we switch to video mode, the shutter button will change from white to red, and we can use this button to start or stop a video recording. You will notice that the album button has changed to a white shutter button. This allows you to take a screenshot from the video recording, allowing you to take pictures in video. Keep in mind that these images will not be at the full 12 megapixels like the photos taken in the photo mode. At the bottom of the camera, a wrench icon will open the camera settings where we can turn on grids, center points, the histogram, the overexposure warnings, also known as zebra stripes, and video encoding format. We can also reset the camera to default settings and format the microSD card. At the bottom of the app, we have a menu bar for the basic camera settings. We can turn on picture and video. This option will let us manually take a screenshot from the video being recorded, or a time-lapse feature that will automatically take a screenshot at regular intervals. We can also change formats, resolution, and frames per second. Here, we can toggle between manual camera settings and auto camera settings. You will see when toggling between these two that the next few items will be active or disabled. We will find ISO and shutter speeds available while in manual mode, and the exposure value, or EV, will be available when in auto mode. Then we have white balance, WB, and color profiles. And style profiles, as well as digital zoom. We will dive into camera settings and best practices in another video. On the far left, we have our gimbal pitch angle. Then, our aircraft status log menu. We can open and close this menu by tapping on the chevron image. Here, we can see any critical information and warnings. We can open and close this menu by tapping on the chevron. Now we have our mini-map. If you're using a device with cellular data, the Autel Explorer app will automatically download a map from Google. If your device doesn't have cellular data, you can still download the maps by connecting to a Wi-Fi signal. We will cover this topic in another video. You can hide the map by tapping on the chevron and again to open the mini-map. To open the map view, tap the picture-in-picture box. In map view, we have a few new options and you'll notice others are hidden. If you're using the map view and want to take a photo or video, you will need to use the tactile buttons on the remote controller. To zoom in and out, just pinch your fingers together or apart on the screen. On the right, we have a compass icon that will lock or unlock the map's heading. The crosshair icon will center the map to the remote controller, the home point, or the aircraft. And then we have the layers icon. Here we can choose the map view, calibrate for China. Only use this feature if you are traveling and planning to fly your EVO in China. If this option is on when you're outside of China, your maps will display incorrectly. Then we can toggle Show Flight Route, and we can also clear the flight routes on the screen. Let's head back to the camera view by tapping on the picture-in-picture. One last feature before we go. You can enter full screen mode by swiping up with one finger. This will hide all menus, the map, and any warnings. This is great for sending the video signal out if your tablet has an HDMI port. When in full screen, you can use the OLED screen on the remote controller to monitor telemetry information. To show all the menus again, just swipe down on the screen with 2 fingers. Becoming familiar with the app and menus will help cut down time when making adjustments in flight. That's all for now. So long from the flight deck.